Jillian.
And I'm Joelle.
And we're twins. We're 23 years old this year and we're from
Wayzone.
My name is Denise and I've been in Harvest Kids since I was 7 years old. But I was first aware of the tangible presence of God during a children's church camp when I was 12. Pastor Eileen was giving an altar call, and when I got prayed for, I fell under the power of God for the first time and felt like an overwhelming warmth enveloping me.
I'm Tingy, and I've been a Christian since I can remember. I definitely need to thank my parents for this because since young, they have taught me how important it is to be committed to God and to be committed to His house. One example was when I went through a rebellious stage in my life and I was smoking and gambling, or when I was going through heartbreak and depression. I made myself attend weekly services, not because anyone forced me to, but because somehow I knew I had to keep connected to God. And it was also through times like these when I felt the unconditional love, not just from God, but also from my parents. They never judged me and was always ready to support me and help me.
From young, our parents exemplified what it meant to be loving Christian leaders. They constantly prayed for us and read Bible stories to us. In fact, we grew up knowing many of the Bible stories by heart even before we started to know how to read.
Yes, and they definitely played a big role in helping me to know about God and, more importantly, making it clear that I had to know Him for myself. I've had my season of being distracted, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, especially during my teenage years. Because, peer pressure, different priorities and all. In a way, while going to church was natural to me, I never really knew why I did it. But my parents never forced me to do anything. Instead, we would have open and honest conversations about what I was going through. My cell group then also helped me to focus on God. I think being in an environment where our peers are on fire and fervent for God really fans the desire in me to want to continue to know God more and not just remain apathetic towards my faith in Him. That was also when I first discovered my desire to be a cell group leader, and at 19 years old, I led my first cell group.
It was in the 2011 Loud Camp where I encountered God, and in 2016 Loud Camp where I got the revelation that I'm unique and loved by God for who I am. As twins, there's inevitably massive amounts of comparison no matter how much we try. And I struggled because Joelle is prettier, more talented, smarter, and so I've always felt like I'm not good enough. But that night, through my cell group leader, I heard God tell me that He wants me to be me because He has a special plan and calling for me. From then on, I began to see how different we actually are as individuals, but still equally called and used by God.
Because my parents are Christians, it's so easy to take my journey with God for granted. It was only during a youth camp when I heard the stories of some of my friends that I reflected and realized how blessed I am. I've never had to worry about parental objection nor how to balance my time with a family that didn't understand what ministry was all about. In fact, each of my breakthroughs came because my parents and leaders encouraged me to step out to serve God. Whether it's in leading praise at a youth camp or designing our t-shirt and camp elements, they believed in me more than I believed in myself.
I think as second-generation Christians, we have the privilege of having spiritual mentors from birth, our parents, who introduced God to us at a very young age and who are here to guide us in our journey with God. However, we cannot rely on their revelation. We need to have our own encounters and revelation of who God is. For example, my mom is very involved in missions, so even before I was old enough to go on mission trips, I've seen how she prepares for a mission trip, and I've heard great testimony of God moving. Now that I'm in SOT myself and going for mission trips, I've taken all that I've seen and heard and putting them into action, so that I can see for myself the miracles, signs, and wonders that follow as we serve God.
Second-generation Christian or not, I believe that we all go through periods of time where we'll question our own convictions and commitments as we grow older. It's really challenging, especially when it feels like the non-Christians have less to worry about and are still doing well in their career. And that's the perception many Christians might have at one point or another. That is why it's so important for us to know the why. Why do we go to church? Why do we love God?
Whether we're 10, 30 or 50 years old, all Christians, not just second-gen Christians, we need to have our own revelation of who God is and who we are in God.
And you know what? I think it's time to change the conversation. We have the benefit of guidance from our parents, we have the DNA ingrained in us, and we want to be known for who we are. So instead of telling the second, third, or all future generations of Christians about the dangers of our generation or what we need to do, it's time to break the stereotype and speak the inheritance of blessing, dominion, and intimacy with God.
Dear girls, your mother and I want to celebrate the young woman that you are today. We have prayed over the both of you since you were in your mother's womb,
believing that God will encounter you as you go through the different phases of your life. As you grow older, we want to not just protect you, but also empower you to boldly take risks and own the decisions that you make in life.
Both of you might be twins, but you are also individuals with different personalities and character. And we loved how you support one another in all things. Many people say that kids who are second-generation Christians meet the church before they meet Christ, and because of that, they lack personal revelation on who God is. We've always prayed that you will discover your purpose in God early, so that you can increase in wisdom, just like Jesus did.
You have been in church since the time you were born, from nursery to Harvest Kids to being in a youth cell group, and today, being leaders in your zone. The beautiful thing is that you have always had a choice, and you choose to pursue God and love His house. Stay hungry, stay faithful, be bold,
be confident, and be all that God has called you to be. Love always, Daddy and Mommy.
I feel that, in fact, it's not just one choice, it's a series of choices that I've made that have brought me to where I am today.
Daddy and Mommy has always been the one that is leading and guiding. And in the letter it says that He have always been praying for us, and I'm very sure of that. And I really believe that it's because of our prayers or the love that has been showered on us all these years that there has this grace of God over my life, over Jillian's life, to really lead us to where we are today. So thank you.
My younger sister is also in church, and I always remind her of this spiritual truth. We are who we are because our parents laid a strong foundation in us since young. But it is up to us to build upon that foundation by encountering God and digging deep into the things of God. Dear Jingyi,
your mother and I are so proud of the man you have grown up to be. You and your sister are actually the 5th generation Christian, and I thank God every day that both of you are so in love with God and are committed to the church.
身为父母，我们其实也只能祷告，求神触摸你们，让你们与神有亲密的关系。敬意，记得几年前你遇到了一些难题，在我们的交谈中，我鼓励你继续祷告寻求神。你向我说，不需要祷告了，祷告也没有用的。当时我的心很难受，但我相信神的大能。爸爸、妹妹和我不断地为你代祷，也一起进食了1个星期。我们争取更多的时间与你同处，也尽量和你一起祷告。感谢神，你也慢慢地从低落消沉的困境中走出来了。
It is so heartening to see you serving in many areas of your youth camp while studying in the SOT and even going on mission trips. It is our prayer that you will continue to encounter God as you see His power and presence manifest in everything you are doing.
要记得，无论什么，我们一家人都会在你身边的。We love you.
From Daddy and Mommy. Dad, Mom, just want to really thank you for the many years of praying and believing in me. This decision to follow Christ is really one that's, even though it's not easy, but with your support and with your prayers, really got me through the hardest of times. I can't thank you guys enough, and I pray that we continue to walk this journey together with Christ.
For me, I know that it's a decision that I've got to make for my own life. My parents have modeled the Christian lifestyle for me, but I need to take ownership of my journey with God and discover for myself everything that He can do in me and through me. Dear Denise, thank you for being the exceptional daughter that you are. We want you to know that
you and your siblings are the apples of our eye. In fact, all three of you are the reasons why we ever came to City Harvest Church in the first place.
When you were young, we started to bring the three of you to children's church regularly, so that you have the foundation to grow up and be confident, well-behaved, and happy children. In fact, we didn't plan to attend church ourselves, but God's ways are higher than our ways. We soon got integrated into cell group and the church family. Because we wanted to model the Christian lifestyle for the three of you, your mom and I also made a commitment to be rooted in CHC. We aren't the perfect parents, but we hope to be the parents you need us to be.
Denise, while we played a role in introducing Jesus to you, it was your personal responsibility to establish a relationship with Him, to encounter God on your own, and experience His amazing love for yourself. And we are so thankful to God when we see how the shy little girl in Harvest Kid is now leading praise in your youth camp. You even had the opportunity to discover your talent in graphic design.
We know you don't like the limelight, but we are so proud of the confident, godly, and beautiful young lady that you have grown up to be. We love you.
Love Mom and Dad. Okay. Thank you for being such cool parents and really such supportive parents to Dylan, Dana, and me. Although we may make mistakes sometimes, but thank you for always being so accepting of us and really showing God's love to us every day, especially when we are discouraged and we talk to you guys. The things you guys say sometimes really surprises us, and we always feel love, and we are super thankful to be in this family. We couldn't have asked for better parents.